everybody, my name is Lunar of Lunar Witch Stitchery, and welcome to a weird video. I don't usually post house stuff on here. I've done one other video about my house, and it actually did pretty well considering this is a stitching channel, so I thought I would come on here and give you guys a little bit of an update. This is gonna be just a quick, well, semi-quick video talking about all of the things that we've done in the past couple months of living here and owning this house. It has been such an adventure, and I'm honestly so excited to share all of this stuff with you guys. Just a little bit of an introduction. My name is Lunar. My partner and I bought this house in November. We have been here. We've actually been living here for a little bit over 2 months. Our house is a little over 100 years old. I live in Wisconsin, and we love this place very much. Historic and old houses are really important to me. We've been working really hard on making this house as good as it can possibly be. We've been doing a lot to kind of try to make up for all the years of neglect. This place, we don't know this for sure, but we think it used to be a rental property. Blessedly, most of the woodwork in this house has not been painted, so it is actually all original, including the floors, which is so amazing. It may not be in good condition, but it is original, and I don't have to strip paint on the entire house. Only some places, which we will get to. The last family that lived here said that they were told by a mold guy that this house is filled with mold and that they're gonna die, and that's why they sold the house. But when we got the house, we had an unbiased third-party mold guy come in and do testing, and he found literally no mold. I think the spore test had legitimately 2 spores. We have still been keeping an eye out to see if there's any signs of water damage or leaks. We have found one leak, but it's not actually within a wall or anything. It's from our freestanding tub, and it's leaking directly onto the floor, which is vinyl. And it really is only noticeable if we're taking a bath. So I'll get to that when we get to the bathroom. But yeah, still no signs of mold. I feel kind of bad for that family that they were like fear-mongered into leaving this house. But I'm also feeling very thankful that we don't have to deal with a house filled with mold. So a couple things that I can sit here and talk about before we get up and go around the house for the little update. We moved in here like 2 days before Thanksgiving, so the very end of November. Our lease ended at our apartment on the 30th of November, so we really kind of had to haul ass to get all of our shit in here. We were moving all by ourselves. My mom did come to help a little bit, which was awesome. I really couldn't have done it without her, so I feel very thankful for that. We did some remodel kind of stuff before we moved in, but because the time frame was so tight, we didn't have a lot of time to do as much as we had hoped. So before we moved in, we were able to get some plumbing fixed. We had a leak under the kitchen sink that we had a guy come and fix for us. We also had an issue with our upstairs toilet not fitting onto the flange in the floor, which is just like the metal hole that your your waste goes through. It's just like a really old flange, and it was really high off the ground. It's really only supposed to be like a 1/4 inch above the floor. I think that floor simply used to be tiled, and then they ripped it out and just like rolled out vinyl over the subfloor. It was just really high off the floor, so we had to have a professional come put our toilet in up there, which was really annoying because I am capable of installing a toilet myself, but we had to pay. We also had a couple of different electricians come in to give us some quotes on some minor electrical work that needed to be done. It was kind of a bunch of small jobs, and the amount that we were quoted was so much from both companies. With my background, my dad is a master machinist. He's been doing it for a really long time. So I grew up in a household where I was learning how to do all kinds of things with my hands, particularly electrical work. And I'm definitely no expert, but like One of the things that we needed fixed is just there's some open wiring in the basement that just needs the little nut put on the end, and it needs to be put into a junction box. They quoted us $300 for that. It's like a 5-minute job. I had such a difficult time with how much things cost in that department. So we ended up not getting any of the electrical done at this time. And this is all things that I am comfortable doing on my own. And just the amount that they quoted us for, it was so high. And I totally understand that blue collar work is so valuable. But also, I'm really poor. So these are some things I'm going to be working on over the next year or so, getting all that stuff up to snuff. We also had our HVAC system looked at just to make sure everything was good in our apartment that we had been renting for the past 3 years. We had a ton of issues with our furnace, and it's kind of a source of trauma, honestly. It was very stressful and very scary. So we had somebody come look at our furnace, and he said it actually is in really, really good condition. We did get our ductwork and furnace cleaned as well soon after that. So yeah, we've had no issues with that. That's been really great. We also had to jump through a ton of hoops for this, but we did get our fiber optic internet put in here. That was a whole thing. We went several weeks with no internet service at all because the company that we use for our internet is a little bit disorganized. They're like new to this area, and I think that they just I think they're just not great at communicating with each other. I'll just leave it at that. So yeah, that took quite a while. I think we went 3.5 weeks without internet service here, and then they tried to double bill us. So that was really cool. But we do in fact have internet here. It is fiber optic, and I love it. We actually had the same service at our apartment because we lived a few blocks down. So yeah, it's been fun. But yeah, we had to get like new internet line run to the house because this place had never had fiber before. Since it's been wintertime, we haven't really done any of the exterior renovations that we've wanted to do. There's a few places in our siding that have holes. It looks like it was just either from a dog or from like if you're mowing the lawn and sometimes a rock gets kicked up. It's just a couple places where there's a little hole. So I wanted to figure out how to patch those. We don't have the budget right now to redo the siding, even though we would like to. So I just want to get those kind of sealed up. I had to replace the little dryer vent flap on the outside of the house because it got broken during the duct cleaning, which is fine. It's like a super cheap thing to replace. So I had to do that. And I also replaced our house number. It was actually like little shitty stickers before, so I ripped those off with much effort and replaced them with some nicer metal ones that you actually have to nail in. But yeah, other than that, we haven't done any exterior stuff. High on our list for when it gets to be springtime is staining our fence. I don't think this fence has ever been stained, and it is showing it. It does not look great. Stain, especially here in Wisconsin, is really important for protecting your wood. So I'd really like to power wash our deck and get it stained. I'd also like to power wash our house. It is gross. And then we have a pretty big garden here. Honestly, most of it was pretty well cared for, but some of it looks like the previous owners hadn't gotten to yet. So I'm hoping to get that cleaned up, and then we're wanting to plant some new stuff this spring, particularly lilac bushes, some raspberries. I'm trying to convince my partner to do mulberries too. Our apartment that we lived at actually had mulberry bushes, and I have grown very attached to mulberries. So I'm hoping we can plant one of those too. So we live on a corner. So our fence goes all the way around our house, except for one side between our house and our neighbor's house. There's a chain link fence instead of a privacy fence. And I'm not really sure why that is. It looks like it's on our land. So in the spring, we're hoping to have somebody come tell us exactly where our lot line is And if that chain link fence is our fence, we're hoping to take that out and just make it wood all the way. It really irritates me that 3 sides of the fence are wood and 1 side is chain link. It makes me irrationally upset. We also have some work to do in the garage. We're planning to recruit my partner's parents to come help with that when they visit us next fall. They have been very eager to help us with the house, but they live very far from here, like an 8-hour flight from here. So yeah, we're excited. Just checking my phone to see what else we've had done. One other minor thing, we had our popcorn ceilings tested for asbestos. And it actually came back negative, which was a huge shock. I was like so positive that it was going to be asbestos, but it is not. So I had been really wanting to scrape our ceilings before we moved in. But I'm actually glad that we didn't get the asbestos results until after we moved, because it turns out that our popcorn ceilings are painted, which, if you're not familiar with popcorn ceilings, they're actually really easy to remove unless they have been painted. If they have been painted, it is a huge pain in the ass. So for now, I think we're just stuck with them for now. Maybe sometime in the future, I might get a wild hair up my ass and want to like skim coat the whole ceiling. I don't foresee that happening for like 5 years, probably. But yeah, for now, we've got some lovely popcorn on our ceilings. It's one of the only things aesthetically about this house that really upsets me. But yes, that is everything that I can sit here and talk about that we've had done. So I'm going to take you around to a couple choice places in our home that we have worked on, and kind of tell you a little bit about what we've done. Okay, hello. I am filming this part handheld style. It's really taken me back to my old days of vlogging. Hi, Junji. But anyway, one of the first things that we did was paint our living room. So we've got it painted, and we also painted the built-in here, and we have some of our stuff unpacked, but a lot of it isn't set up yet. We've just been very busy. So before, this room was just white, beige, and it's very much not our style. So we did this dark green. Yeah, we really love it a lot. And then the built-ins we did black, and they also didn't used to have hardware, so we installed just some little gold knobs in here. So yeah, that's the living room. Hi, sir. So I hope you can hear me. This is our dining room, right by our front door, and I started painting in here. I'm doing a faux lime wash in here, and I started it a while ago, like a month ago, and the way that I was doing it, the coverage was a little bit too sheer. It's supposed to be sheer because it's a faux lime wash, but it just needs to be a little bit better coverage. So I'm planning to work on that again after I do some other more pressing projects, which we will get to shortly. This lighting fixture also came with the house, and we despise it. 2 of the bulbs are burnt out, and we haven't replaced them because we're like we have a lighting fixture to replace this with. We just haven't done it yet because I'm a little bit scared of what the wiring in this house is gonna look like. Another beautiful angle. We got a new fridge. So this was our Christmas present from my parents. Me and Ruben opted for a joint present this year. It's just like a Samsung smart fridge type deal. We love it so much. These are my grandparents. But yeah, we got this from a local, I don't know what you call it, like a discount store, wholesale store. This was in the scratch and dent appliances. So we got it for almost half price. I can't even find said scratch or dent on it. It's been working perfectly. It was brand new. The only thing was we had to move it ourselves. We had to haul it to the house ourselves, and we had to bring it into the house ourselves. I don't know if you guys have ever moved a fridge before. I think it took us about 3 hours. It was very difficult, but I'm really glad to have it. We love it very, very much. So this is the room where a lot of our stuff that we haven't unpacked is. But this is Ruben's office kind of space, and he opted to paint it a very bright yellow. Yeah, this was his choice, so he took care of painting this a while ago. So the furniture in here is ready to go in whenever we're able to. And then this is a half bath. I'm going to talk about that room a little bit later. Okay, I'm sorry for how this sounds. We're in my main bathroom. So this bathroom is the room in the house that probably needs the most. It seems like it was maybe redone in like the early 2000s, maybe. And it just wasn't done very well. Looking around the room, I'll show you guys really quick. There's some really bad patch jobs on the wall. You can still see here where trim used to be, because in the old days they would have had beadboard coming up to about there. Behind the sink is some really bad patching. There's this giant light fixture. This is a 5x8 bathroom, so like it's so unnecessary. The sink leaks, and then our clawfoot tub is on shims. The floor is super uneven. I can't get it to creak, of course. I can feel that the floor underneath this horrible vinyl is so bad. So whenever we redo this, we're anticipating replacing the subfloor. And then, like I was saying earlier, we also had an issue with our toilet. It works fine now, and we haven't had any leaks. But yeah, this bathroom pretty much is going to be like a gut. We're planning to keep the tub. We'd actually like to get it resurfaced. It's a really old antique cast iron tub, but it's bad. So our plans in here, we really want to make it feel more spa-like. A lot of our aesthetic is very dark and creepy. And we're definitely doing that with the downstairs bathroom, but with this bathroom, since it's the one that we shower in, and I do a lot of like baths and chill witch stuff, I think it would just be nice to have a chill bathroom. So we have some swatches up. This is actually the one that we decided on. It's just going to be a temporary color. And the reason that we're even bothering to paint is because this bathroom actually just has primer, and that's it. And with having a tub, like a freestanding tub like this with a shower, water just gets everywhere. Even having shower curtains all the way around, it just still gets everywhere. And yeah, it's not good for the plaster. So we really need to get some kind of paint on the walls that's going to help with any moisture that's hitting the walls. Obviously, we still would rather have like tile up, which we are planning to do later, but for now, at least like a nice paint that's meant for bathrooms will help with any moisture issues. One other thing is the wood in here. As you can see, it's looking a little questionable. That's actually because I just finished paint stripping. So I don't think I have any footage of this bathroom really from before I started, but all of the woodwork in here was all painted with primer as well. And it's the only woodwork in the house that's painted. This bathroom and the powder room downstairs both have painted trim and a painted door. I don't really know why. The era that our house was built in would never have had painted woodwork. Anyway, so I've been working really hard at stripping the paint off of this door and all this trim. And I finally finished last night. It took a lot of work to get the majority of it out from like these grooves. And then soon, hopefully within like the next week, we're going to be sanding all the wood and then refinishing it. We have some stain and some polyurethane. We're trying to match the stain to the original wood color as closely as we can. It was kind of a very dark reddish stain, kind of close to like a mahogany or a cherry wood color. I don't actually know what kind of wood this is. I'm pretty sure the floors in the house are pine, but I have no idea what the trim is. So anyway, we're just trying to match the color as best we can. My camera died while I was in the middle of filming in the bathroom. I had a couple more things to say. We did find out that the tub drain actually leaks. It leaks from like the actual tub and not into the floor or wall, which is really good. It just leaks directly onto our vinyl floor, and it's such a little leak that it's really only an issue if we take a bath and then there's a large volume of water going down the drain for a long time. So I will need to fix that. I think it just needs like the actual drain fitting just needs to be re-siliconed or have fresh plumber's putty put in. So eventually I will do that. And yeah, like I said, all the faucets in this house are leaky, so that faucet needs to be replaced as well. When we reno that bathroom, we're planning to tile the floor, and then we'd like to tile around the tub as well. With the question about if this house has water issues and mold issues, I'd really just like to not have plaster or drywall around the tub. So we're going to be tiling that eventually. I'm not sure when that's happening because it will be quite a bit of money, unfortunately. But yeah, that's our plan. Wood stripping in there took me weeks. I actually started it at the beginning of January and I just finished it on February 3rd. I wasn't working on it consistently for that whole time, but it was just so physically taxing, and we have cats, so I had to keep the door closed so that the cats wouldn't get in while I had paint stripper up. And there is obviously a ventilation fan in there, but it's still stinky. I was using Citrus Strip, which is safe for use indoors. It's got way lower VOCs than other paint strippers, so it's a lot safer, but it's still stinky. It is. And so I couldn't do it for too long at once. Oh my god, I forgot to mention, I was stripping the baseboards and I found out that the quarter round, it's actually shoe molding, but the quarter round in there was actually MDF, which, if you're not familiar, is a really poor, in my opinion, a really poor quality material that has no business being in my historic home. None of the rest of the house is MDF. All of the rest of it is stained, which means it's wood. So I ended up tearing all of that molding out and I got new stuff to put in. I don't know why they replaced it with MDF. But yeah, there's going to be pine shoe molding going back in there once we are onto the like finishing steps of doing the wood. And then now I'm tethered to the charger with my camera, so I can't go show you this, but I have painted my bedroom. We've also painted Ruben's room. My room is purple and his room is like a sage green. My office space has some primer up. It's gonna be pink. I'm very excited. And I also have a latch on my bedroom door now, which is so cool. When we moved in, there was just no latch. I don't know what the deal was. I'll put pictures in so you can see what I'm talking about. So that was like a whole adventure. I had to go to the architectural antique salvage store here and try to find a lockbox that would fit into my door. I actually super lucked out and I found a copper one, which is so cool because our whole house, all of the metal is copper plated. So it was the only one, so I was so excited and it fit in my door. So I finally did that, and I cleaned up the hardware from my door, and we found out that a lot of the copper plating really isn't in good shape. So we're hoping to replate the copper in our house eventually. It is something you can do on your own. You just have to have the right stuff to do it, and we don't have that right now. So But yeah, my door closes now, so that's really cool. Okay, that is all the things I wanted to show you. I want to talk a little bit about plan stuff, kind of like immediate plans and then longer term plans, because that's not really something that I talked about in my initial video about the house. I think at that point we didn't really know exactly what we were looking to do yet, since we had literally just closed. I'm sorry if you can hear my cat screaming in the background. He just ate dinner a little bit ago and he likes to have an opera after dinner. So immediate plans, like I said, I really want / need to finish the wood that's in the bathroom. All of that wood trim and the door. That is like happening within the next week or two. We have already the stain picked out. We have some polyurethane. So we're going to be doing that. And then we will be painting the bathroom as well. This whole thing with the wood started because I was going to paint the bathroom. Yeah, so like I talked about up there again, we're going to be painting that as soon as possible. The dining room next to me also really needs to be painted. Like you guys saw, I just had that one wall done, so I still have quite a bit to go, and I still need to like redo that wall. I have a big like cabinet kind of thing that I use as a little coffee area, and it's currently in our garage. It's going in the dining room, but I don't want to move it until the walls are all done because it's such a pain to move. So that's kind of high priority too, is getting that done. And then we decided that the first major reno that we're going to be focusing on is our powder room down here on the first floor. So this bathroom is not as scary. Hi. It's not as scary as our upstairs bathroom. The floor feels really good in there, and yeah, it's just a smaller job in general. So we're gonna be doing a lot in there. I'm planning on putting up beadboard, which is like what would have been there originally. You can actually see where it used to go up to. We're going to be wallpapering the upper half of the wall. We're going to be doing tile in there. I need to strip all that wood. I need to get new plumbing fixtures because the sink leaks like really bad. The drain for the sink wasn't put into the wall properly. The toilet is old and gross. It's not as bad as it could be, but you know. Also, the door for the bathroom doesn't actually latch shut, which is cool. So I need to fix that. The doorknob is on upside down. It's like a whole mess. So that's going to be our first project. It's a little bit less intimidating since it's a smaller room, and it's something that we can more gradually work towards being able to afford. After we do that room, we're hoping that we can do our upstairs bathroom as well. We don't have as solid of like a plan for that bathroom. The downstairs bathroom, I have like materials picked out and everything. We just need to buy them. But for upstairs, it's a little bit less decided upon. So we need to figure that out eventually. I'm hoping to have that bathroom started within the next year. And then we also are wanting to build new kitchen cabinets. I'm actually hoping to build the cabinets myself. It would save us quite a bit of money, and I do in fact have the time and ability to do that. Since I'm only a part-time employed person, and otherwise I'm self-employed, it's a lot easier to make time for that kind of thing for me, as opposed to somebody who works full-time at like a regular job. So that is something that I would want to do maybe in 2 years. It's not like an emergency or anything. Our kitchen isn't like bad. It's just kind of meh. And a lot of the cabinets are broken. Some of the doors are messed up. And they're just not very pretty. Which is fine. They're not original either. They were put in probably in the 90s. So yeah, I would like to get rid of them. One of the other big projects that's probably going to take me quite some time is our windows. So, pretty much all of our windows, except for like 2 maybe, are actually original, which is so cool. It makes me so happy. Our windows are actually wavy glass, which I'm not really able to show you guys because I don't want to show the outside of my house. But just trust me, they're wavy glass. It's so cool. And I really want to save them. I would like to keep them. They're actually not very drafty. We do have storm windows on the outside, so we haven't really had issues with, you know, drafts and cold air coming in, and we do keep curtains up as well. So, there is one window that has a little bit of a hairline crack in it, but all the rest of them are in really good condition. So I would like to take them out, reglaze them, and then refinish the wood on them. That's like one of the worst things is the wood. Some of the paint is clearly maybe original, if not original, extremely old, and I think it's lead, and it's cracking like a motherfucker. So I'd like to get those redone. The hardware needs to be cleaned up on them, and all of the this is one of the dumbest things in our house, okay? All of the windows don't have like the weights on them, so they don't stay open. I don't know what happened in the past, but they have the little pulleys where the rope would have gone up, but there's no rope, there's no nothing. So the windows don't stay open. Every window has its own little stick that we can stick in there to prop the window open. I don't know who is responsible for getting rid of all the window weights. I don't know why they did it, but no windows have weights. So when I redo the windows, I'm gonna want to find some hopefully antique window weights that I can use, and then I'll restring those. I'm hoping it would be so cool if I opened the little weight pocket and the weights were simply in there. That would be awesome. I'm not holding my breath for that, but that would be really cool. So yeah, that's probably something that's going to take me a few years to do. I think each window is going to be like a whole thing in and of itself. And our house has a lot of windows. So, yeah. The last big project that I can think of right now is our floors. We really want to refinish them, but that's going to be a project for like some time down the line. That's also something I'd like to do myself. But yeah, they're not so bad. There's a few places that are really bad from what's clearly like dog nail damage. But there's a lot of other things in this house that are in worse shape than the floors. So we're going to prioritize that over refinishing the floors. I think that's everything I wanted to talk about. That was a lot. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing all the cool things that we've been doing here. And I hope to do another update sometime eventually. I'd love to show you guys my craft space after I get that set up, and I'd like to do some sort of stitching space. Yeah, I'm really, really excited. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I appreciate it so much, and I will talk to you next time. Bye!